What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Hope you are all well on this Saturday evening, no matter where you are in the world right now. And listen, we're about to break it down, people. You know, I was actually going to have a day off today as well, but I'm telling you now, we have to talk, people. We have to talk. I had to put my gold, I had to get the gold Arsenal shirt on. This is the Arsenal I remember and recognize, man. History Channel settings, people. History Channel settings. Not Arsenal Fashion Club. Arsenal Football Club. Proper Arsenal. Big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're safe and well. And listen, Edu. Man like Edu, Man like Edu has been talking. Man has been really talking as well. And we're going to break down because there's some things that were said that I really have to have a conversation with you guys with, and somebody needs to make sense of it to me, because I thought we were Arsenal Football Club. I thought we were one of the biggest football clubs in Europe, in the world. I thought we had one of the biggest fan bases in the world. I know we're struggling right now, but we should be aiming back for glory. And certain things that got said in that interview make me feel like we're not really aiming for glory. We're just happy to be in the race. You know, when Usain Bolt was at the front, there were only one or two people in that race who could actually beat him if he wasn't at it. The rest of them were there to make up their numbers. We're in lane 8 right now. We're the guy in lane 8 who you've never heard of, who trips over and pulls his hamstring halfway down the track. That's how we're moving right now. I'm not happy with what's going off. Edu, you said some things, bro, that we need to talk about. Big up to everyone. I appreciate it's a Saturday night. Some of you probably getting ready to go out and dance and go to the restaurant. But we need to talk. Big up SB. Appreciate the super chat, bro. He said, bring me that waffle. I got my syrup ready, bro. There's more waffle than bird's eye in this interview. I'm going to start off with one thing. I like to be balanced. I try and be balanced, people. I have to say one thing to Edu in this interview. I at least have to respect the fact that he came out and spoke. Because right now our manager ain't saying nothing. He's just waffling in press conferences. Stan Kroenke, Josh Kroenke, all of them, man, I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they want. But they ain't talking either. So I have to give Edu some credit for at least fronting up and saying, okay, I'm here. I'm going to speak. I'm going to big up Geoff Shreeves as we get into this interview. Geoff Shreeves nailed this interview. He asked the questions, finally, that as Arsenal fans, we want to hear. Stop asking stupid questions. We're bottom of the league. We just spent 150. Things are going wrong. I need serious questions to be asked. So I give Edu his due. You fronted up. Here he is, look. Thank you. Here he is. He's here. But listen, let me tell you something. Some of the things that were said in that interview are not acceptable. They're not acceptable. We're going to break it down, people. We're going to break it down. Listen, go and get your drink. Go and get your popcorn. Yeah, go and put the kettle on. Whatever you need, get the cushion, get yourself comfortable. We're about to break it down because some things that got said in this interview are not acceptable. And we've got to go through them. We've got to go through them. Let me do a few share screens. And let's talk about some of the things that he said in this interview on Sky with Geoff Shreeves. With Arsenal, bottom of the Premier League. Bottom, by the way, people. Technical director Edu gives a rare interview to Sky Sports, talks about the club's maligned transfer policy. Mikel Arteta. The Gunners have endured their worst start to a league season in 67 years to Ross. Do you know what I'm saying? 67 years, bro. and have come under fire for the perceived quality of their signings, not just this summer, but across a number of years at the Emirates Stadium. We're being educated. Yo, got the M&Ms. Yeah, man, get whatever you need. Get them snacks. It was barely 2 seasons ago the club missed out on Champions League by a solitary point and were runners-up in the Europa League. It's crazy. We were going mad at the time. I wasn't acceptable. But we'd probably take that right now, Emery. You know what I mean? Edu, who played for the club between 2001 and 5, returned 2 years ago in his present role. He was there when we were invincible. He saw proper Arsenal. That was proper Arsenal. This Arsenal right here. Different badge, Sega. Gold shirt. Will Todd at Old Trafford. Proper Arsenal. Not this fraud Arsenal that we're watching right now, that we're all trying to get our head around what's going on. That was proper Arsenal. So if anybody understands this football club, not Vinay, who was the salesman in the office, not Josh, who's trying to do, run daddy's business, and not Mikel Arteta, because Mikel Arteta didn't play for real Arsenal either. He played for Emirates Arsenal that was happy just tagging along. Edu played for real Arsenal when we were winners, when we lifted silverware, the biggest trophies. So you understand this club better than anybody else in that office. Let's proceed, people. Geoff Shreeves said, what can you tell me about Arsenal's transfer window and the thinking behind it? The club has spent the most money of any Premier League club, but the Arsenal fans are underwhelmed. And of course we're underwhelmed. Project Youth. Project Youth, people. I remember Project Youth. How long ago was Project Youth? 7, 8 years ago, was it? 8 years ago? You remember the picture, Arsene Wenger. Carl Jenkinson, the guy who nobody quite understood how he was a footballer at Arsenal. Jack Wilshere, Aaron Ramsey, Kieran Gibbs, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Project Youth, they told us. Give this team a few years, all these young British players, and we can win the title. This can be what Alex Ferguson created at Manchester United with the Nevilles, Beckham, Nicky Butt. Project Youth with the British core. We've seen this story before. We know how this story ends. We know what happens. They don't all develop the way you expect them to develop. The quality, experienced players around them are not pulling their weight. And Project Youth will progressively fall apart. Kieran Gibbs leaves. Carl Jenkinson doesn't improve. Aaron Ramsey doesn't quite reach the heights of that incredible season. Jack Wilshere's getting injured time and time again. Oxlade-Chamberlain moves on. Project Youth falls apart. We then change direction. This way, Mislintat, Rausanelli, Gazidis, Edu. Project Youth. Project Poop, Scott says. Edu class of 21. Let's proceed, people. Let's proceed. When you look at this transfer window, Manchester United, Varane, Ronaldo, Sancho, Manchester City, Jack Grealish, Chelsea, Saul, and Romelu Lukaku. Now, I understand we may not be able to reach players of that standard with no European football. However, you can still buy better players than the players we've bought. I've got nothing against the players we have signed. I just felt we could have got better. You look at Aston Villa, Danny Ings, sensible signing, will bang goals. Leon Bailey was linked with £70 million moves. Clever way of replacing Grealish. Let's move on, people. He said, yes, I understand the reason because firstly, they have not seen the team playing together. That's one of the reasons I think we have to see the wider context than just to see the money around it. I mean, listen, I'm going to try. I'm going to really try my best to remain balanced during this interview. I'm trying my best, people. Big up to all of you in the chat, by the way. We got 1,500 people already. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. I have to big up my son Cruz today as well. He won a football tournament, scored 6 goals today. It was epic scenes. Great to see Arsenal fans lifting up trophies. You know, I don't know when we'll next lift a trophy, so big up Cruz. Big up Craig. with the super chat. Trust the process, Curtis. I do. Big up, bro. I know you don't trust it, bro. I know you don't trust it. But listen. He said, I understand. It's not just about the money. It's the wider context. When you've spent £150 million, it has to be about the amount of money you've spent. It has to be. You can't just say wider context. You just can't. There has to be more than that. Let's proceed, people. He's trying to make excuses here already. We signed 6 players who are under 23, which means a lot in terms of our planning. Normally, people like to see just one window. So I have to say it is the bigger picture because we started planning this squad a year ago in terms of consolidating the team and to try get a better foundation. Okay, so he feels like they needed to bring the age down of the squad and build a foundation. You need a foundation to build a house, naturally. So you're going to put a rebuild, a team that is currently, let's keep it 100, in crisis. You are going to put that responsibility down to players that some of them are unproven at this level. Some of them have not done much at this level or higher before. That is a very difficult ask of a lot of players. Aaron Ramsdale has not had success in the Premier League. Ben White has been in relegation battles in the Premier League. One season he's been in the Prem. Sambi Lokonga has never left the Belgium League to play in a bigger division. Nuno Tavares was on the bench at Benfica. So you're putting the responsibility on people that have never been in that situation, kind of like Mikel Arteta getting the job. Tomiyasu played for a team that struggled in Italy. So you're putting that responsibility on people that have never been in that position. So how do we expect to build on people who have never been in that situation? They've never had that kind of responsibility and pressure on their shoulders. They are still developing themselves. You can't ask half a dozen young players who've never done that to do that. Some of them are going to fail. It's just the reality, people. Big up, Graham. Hope you're well, my bro. Always gives great knowledge and insight, especially in terms of Arsenal. We just don't learn our lessons about incomings. We buy the wrong type of players. We buy players who are not physical or athletic. Bissouma is an example of a player we should be looking to recruit. He couldn't have done any more, Bissouma, this summer. He was putting up pictures with Arsenal shirts in the background. Oh, I didn't realise there was an Arsenal shirt laying on my bed. Like, what more do you want this guy to do? Go and sign the man. Mobility, athleticism, power. These are the bases that you have to build in the Premier League now. The game is getting quicker and quicker. You need players who can handle that. 5 of the 7 are under 23s as well. I mean, okay, we don't know whether that's a good thing or not. That means it might take them a long time to reach their level. He then says, why did we do that? Because we have a reason to try again to create a good foundation. Then one day, key word, one day, maybe we are going to sign 1 or 2 players only. But after that, it's impossible to sign 1 or 2 only because we have a lot to do. So I think what he's trying to imply is he feels like we couldn't go in the market and just buy top quality who were really expensive because he felt like we needed to plug a number of gaps. However, buy cheap, you buy twice. We saw that with the striker situation. Welbeck, Lucas Perez, Giroud, Podolski. Eventually, we signed Aubameyang when we should have signed Higuain. We should have signed Luis Suarez and so on and so forth, people. Big up Ian Devazzi said, the doctor is in the house. We need you for our sanity, Big C. Big up my bro, Fran, in the chat. Said you had a very good stream earlier. Hope all was well. I will catch up on that later, bro. Go and check out his channel, people. Scott McLean, this waffle dog, I'm telling you, straight bird's eye settings. Let's proceed. We have to balance the squad better. We have to recruit the players with the right characteristics, right profile to make the squad better, more solid, much more consistent, because last season we suffered with consistency. Now I want to give Mikel Arteta and the board a much better squad. I mean, bro, like... So what have you been buying? Let's look at the signings. You signed Pablo Mari. He's having a bad time at the moment. You signed him. You signed Cedric. He ain't been a successful signing for Arsenal. Let's keep it 100 here, people. I think Thomas Partey is a top player, but he hasn't been a successful signing as of yet. Maybe the lack of quality around him. Maybe he doesn't suit the Premier League. All of a sudden, he's become injury prone out of nowhere. That hasn't been a good signing. Danny Ceballos got a second year on loan. We couldn't wait to get rid of that spinning top who was just spinning around all summer. So how many of this guy's signings have been successful? He signed Willian. He told all of us, be patient. We have signed Willian. This guy will be a success. 6 months later, you got rid of him. 6 months later, you got rid of him. If it wasn't for him just saying, I want to get out of here, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, we owed that guy £20 million. You're lucky this guy actually said, I just want to get out of here. I can't stand it. So how many of this guy's signings have worked? We have to recruit the players with the right characteristics and the right profile. What is the profile? What are those characteristics? Because right now, the ones you've signed are not working. Big C, I would have taken Basuma and Max Aarons 100%. 100% in our two most needed positions. Peace, love. I'm coming on to your comment. You've reminded me. Ian said, I have such an affinity for this channel. It's crazy. Top content. And Big C speaks more sense than Arsenal do business. Really appreciate that, Ian. No, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here, man. Sometimes you just got to leave. Renarson. They signed Alex Renarson. Geoff Shreeves. I would have loved to have heard you ask him that question. Who signed Alex Renarson? Who gave the okay for that deal? Who sells Emi Martinez and brings in Alex Renarson? You're talking about right characteristics. I'm trying to do you a favor here, Edu, because you were an invincible. I'm actually going easy on him right now. But we'll proceed, people. We will proceed. These are our signings. These are the ages. These are the clubs. I mean, are you excited, people? Are you excited? Listen, big up to all of these players. I will never blame these players. They didn't go out there and buy themselves. They were bought. They're at the club. They're gunners. I'm going to support every single one of them 6 signings wholeheartedly. Yeah, we may moan and say, I wish I'd signed this player over that player. All 6 of them will get support from me until I see things that I don't want to see. Then I will be constructive criticism of those guys. But in terms of excitement, I'm not excited, people. I'm not excited right now looking at that. Who's the best signing of the summer? Which player actually gets any kind of excitement? I feel like Lokonga might be the best signing of the summer. I saw Lokonga play for Belgium the other night. Looked good. I think he'll stay in that Belgium squad. This is a bit of a crazy deal to me when you look at these deals. If you'd have told me at the start of this summer that this would be the Arsenal transfer window, I would have thought it was. I would have thought you was winding me up. I'd be like, nah, you're crazy. How can they think this is going to get us back to where we need to get to? These guys could take 2 years before you see the best of them. You might get 1 or 2 of them, but it could take a long time. I know you're not excited, man. Be excited. I wish I could. I wish I could. I think the excitement is that the rival fans are probably excited. Geoff Shreeves, big up Geoff. Geoff went in. I'm surprised he didn't walk out of this interview. Geoff was going in on Edu with the questions. Geoff said, it's clear there's a shift in Arsenal's policy in terms of buying young players that have value in the future. Is that because previously the transfer dealings have been poor? You've been left with players on high wages with no sell-on value. And like in the case of Willian, his contract was terminated. Has that been a factor in your thinking? Ooh, Geoff's going in. Man like Geoff, you know. Get Geoff in at Arsenal. Man's going in. I told you, people, this is the Bitcoin transfer market. It's pure investment settings. They ain't signed none of these, man, to actually go into that team and just change this team around now. These are long-term investments. They're waiting for the bull run, mate. This is straight crypto investment. Bashar said, Curtis, first time I seen your channel. Big up my guy, real one. Mihailovic, the Bologna manager, changed Tomiyasu's position from centre-back to right-back because he was making too many mistakes. I mean, I'm trying to just, I don't want to make harsh judgments on players before we see Hex settings. Yeah, let me know, I'm waiting for a message from you, let me know. Is it time to go to Hex? Yeah, but we'll get back to that. Shreeves ain't easy for real. What did he say to this? He said, yeah, if you see, we've had 21 players exit over the year. All of those were terminated, or we tried to sell, or we tried to loan with an obligation to buy. We tried to clear a bit of the squad and bring in some new faces. We had 21 outgoings and signed 10 players in 1 year. 21 changes is a lot. It's more than a squad in 1 year, but this was the intention again when we are talking about the base and foundation. We have to create it again to one day just go and sign 1 or 2 players. So as he said, he's basically saying we're going to buy a lot of players so that in the future we can buy less players with more quality. I get it. But he's doing you feel like you're watching the news and you feel like there's a politician talking to you again. You don't quite know whether you can trust what this guy's saying. That's the problem. He's waffling. He is waffling. And, oh, man, do you know what? I need to get past this picture. I can't look it. Right. Edu said, you see the strategy. For every single name, I can explain to you the reasons. So, oh, here we go. Every single player, he's going to explain it. Aaron Ramsdale. Man, like Rambo, He said, big up George Best. He said, Moneyball settings. Oh, I'm telling you, bro. I'm going to put, let me put slow mode on the chat again, people. I don't want to miss too many of your comments. Really appreciate the support as usual. Lots of you in the chat. So I'm going to put slow mode on so I can read more of your comments. He said, Aaron Ramsdale, for example, he is a very good football player and has the potential to be a big part of the team in the future. I mean, this for me is already key. In the future. You've paid £30 million for him. Potential, future, project, process, time, patience. All these words that they use to try and trigger things in your mind to say, be patient. We're not there yet. We need time. No, you don't need to spend 30 mil on the future. We need it now. We're bottom of the league. We need it now. This is my problem with the transfer window. We're buying as if we're certified top 4 or as if we're, Southampton, Crystal Palace. We're just buying. We're just going to see what happens. And if it don't work, it's not the end of the world. This is Arsenal Football Club. Ian said this channel is going to hit 40K before Arsenal get nine points on the board. I mean, listen, man. Yeah, it is the Sega shirt, people. A few of you asking. This here was real Arsenal. Even the badge, bruv. Them man changed the badge and turned the cannon round. I think that's the problem. Before the cannon was aiming at the opposition. Now we're shooting our own team. I think it was the changing of the cannon that messed us up, people. This was proper Arsenal. These are the Arsenal shirts I wear in public with pride. These shirts nowadays, I hide when I wear them. I don't even wear them in the gym. Don Draper said, we've been waiting since 2004, Big C. Don, bro. We've been waiting a long time. Edu said, and here he goes again, for the future, not now. He's basically telling us, don't expect it now. What he wants to do is to balance that position. And why do you bring him in? He's talking about Ramsdale here. We already have one player there to play the games with Bernd Leno, but we have to bring someone in to help for the, you know what word he's going to say, future. For the future. So, what about now, Edu, my friend? What about now? We've just finished 8th in the Premier League 2 years in a row. We're out of Europe for the first time in 25 years. Brexit FC. We left Europe quicker than Brexit. And you're talking about Europe. You're talking about future. We already have one player there to play the games with Bernd Leno. So you're basically saying Leno's going to play. But we have to bring in someone to help for the future. Mate. Deal with now. Deal with right now, Edu, my friend. He moves on. We talk about Tomiyasu. Then at right back, we just signed Takahiro Tomiyasu. He is someone who can come here and play straight away because we loaned Bella in to allow space for him to come and feature. That's the plan. But of course, it's up to Mikel if he plays or not. Didn't speak much about him. He then says, and then if you go to Nuno Tavares, he has the same characteristics because we have Kieran Tierney there to play, but we needed someone to cover him. I mean, we know about Nuno's pedigree. Pedigree, dog, woof, woof. This was Gary Neville hammering our transfer policy, saying it's not clear. It seems a bit left field. He then goes on to say, in fact, let's get into a few of your comments, people. Let me know what you're saying. Graham said, question, Curtis. Have we got the right experienced players in the team for these young players to grow and succeed? Leno, Cedric, Chambers, Kolasinac, Holding, Xhaka, El Neni, Laka, Aubameyang, frightening. I mean, Graham, you're answering the question yourself, my friend. All you got to do is look at those players, look at those names. If I'm a young player coming into football, if I'm Smith Rowe, Saka, or one of these new signings, who can I look at? Look at that list you've put there, Greg. Who can I look at there and gain knowledge from? Who can I go to and say, what was the World Cup like? How did it feel to do that in your career? How many trophies have you lifted? You're such a good player. I want advice from you. There's more failures on that list than successful signings that you've named there, Graham. This is one of the biggest problems. You can even put Pepe on that list. He hasn't really done much in the Prem as of now, you know? And this is the problem. This is the problem. Future, what about now, says Tony C. And this is what we want to know. Future's no. I'm telling you, Heaven Angel. Big up Christopher Leach said, it's the type of players we have brought this window. That's the issue. As exciting as a fart in a diving suit. Big up Big C. Hashtag sell Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. Big up my brother Broads in the chat. Hope you're well, my bro. He said failure FC. Swiss captain, I mean. Don't get me started with that guy, man. Back to the future settings. Yep. Oh, this team's going to blow up in the future. Don't get me... Bro, I had to talk to the man them about the shirt, you know. Will toward settings, people. Kerr said, like we say in Jamaica, Wagwan, big up yourself, bro. Hey, respect, bro. I appreciate the support. Amir said, big up, Curtis. Your reaction to Granit Xhaka's comments on his red card and contract extension made me laugh so hard. Man's arrogance is unreal. He's basically the footballing version of Mikel Arteta. You know? Let's move forward, people. He said, we suffered last year because we lost a lot of players. And we didn't really have good backups to play games. I believe we need a squad to win games. We need a squad to be in a good position at the end of the season because it's not only about the first 11. Again, we need a foundation. We need players to play. And then we need players to cover the first 11. This is where it gets sticky now. I saw this comment. And if we was on TV... I would probably go to an advert. I'd probably go to a break. Now, let's put into context. For example, in the midfield, you have Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. So for me and for Mikel, it doesn't make sense to sign another player to be on top of them if they are the ones that are going to be playing. I'm going to give you all 5 seconds. I'm going to have a short drink. Oh my days, people. This comment for me is where things start to go horribly wrong in this interview. If I was Geoff Shreeves right now, I'd probably have to be escorted out the premises. This comment is an absolute disgrace. I've tried to stay balanced in this interview. I've given Edu a chance. He was an invincible. I don't want to be too harsh on you. But at this point, I have to change the direction quickly of this interview. Brooks said, instead of buying backups, buy starters and make the current players the backups. I hear you on that. How else can we improve? And Twiglet said, Arteta and Edu out now. This club's run by absolute clowns. I want my club back. No one wants to wait 5 years to recover the losses of the bench warmers. This comment, for me, I would be typing up the P45 by the end of this comment. Now, let me tell you why I'm so angry with this comment. He's basically saying to Arsenal fans, because we have Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey, that we don't want to sign another player to be on top of them. He doesn't want to sign an upgrade on those two because, as he says, they are the ones that are going to be playing. So not only has Granit Xhaka spent 5 years at the club, 43 yellow cards and 5 red cards, he was sent off just over a week ago. And you've given him a 4-year contract on a pay rise, and you are telling me there's no point upgrading him because you're going to play him. Now, Edu was a left-footed centre midfielder, Brazilian international, invincible. You played for this Arsenal, Edu, this one here, this successful one. Under Wenger, when we were proper Arsenal, you was a centre mid, left-footed. You, out of anybody at the football club, should look at Granit Xhaka and say, no, no, no. We have to stop this. At this point, and some of you are saying it here, he turned to corporate Edu. At the start of this stream, I bigged up Edu for doing this interview and talking and facing up to the football club and to the fans. At this point here, my brain went in a different direction. I realized this is not Edu, the invincible, the Brazilian international that played for proper Arsenal. This is corporate Edu. Edu in a suit with Vinay, with Mikel, being puppet stringed by the Cronkies. This is a disgraceful comment. No Arsenal fan wants to read that comment. That's a joke. So you're giving me 4 more years of him. So you're telling me we don't need Basuma or anyone like that because we've got Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Does this guy not know? Does he not understand? Thomas Partey's getting injured every month pretty much this guy's injured. Thomas Partey is injury prone since he's been in England. Granit Xhaka is currently suspended for 3 games for 2-footing Cancelo in Manchester. Did this guy not see what was happening on the pitch? This is corruption, people. This is not Arsenal. This is the process they have fed us for the last 18 months. It's taken us to the bottom of the league with Granit Xhaka being given a 4-year contract. This is corporate Edu. And at this point, look at this fraud as well. He said, that's why we chose Albert Sambi Lokonga to help them. So you signed a midfielder to help those two rather than to actually go ahead of Xhaka. It's a disgraceful comment. If you go up front, we have Alexander Lacazette, Aubameyang, Saka, Pepe, and Martinelli. I want to see them playing together. I mean, a lot of that's down to the manager. The manager's got to pick them. You know, he didn't really pick Martinelli too much last season. East Coast Music TV. Lokonga can't lace Tielemans' shoes. I say Odegaard is our best signing if we are talking about now and what the player can consistently give to us. I mean, listen, he's not in a situation to be taking out Tielemans. It's going to take him a long time. But I just think so far he's looked like our best player. But you would hope with Odegaard being, Real Madrid and he's got a bit more experience that he can do something. Boom, Messi. That's what he told us. That is what he told us. Boom, Messi. Big up Richard Reed. He said, big up Big C. Edu's talking pure pony. You know it, man. It's corporate Edu, man. He's changed now. He's got the suit on. He got the paycheck. He's with them now. I thought he was with us, but he's with them. Let's continue, people. He said, in the number 10 position, we saw the gap there because we just have Emile Smith-Rowe. We needed a number 10 with the same quality to be there, help and play. where we needed to spend big. I think he was talking about Odegaard there. He said where we needed to spend big money for me and for Mikel, that was in centre-back because we needed someone to fill that position. David Luiz was leaving. This was where we needed someone to come in straight away and have an impact on the team with the right profile for the short, medium, and long term. That was Ben White. That is why we went there and signed Ben White to give the squad what we needed. I mean, listen, I wish you would have asked him about Saliba, because you could have said, well, hang on a minute. Why did you not give Saliba a chance? This guy got in team of the season last season in France, voted for by the fans. He's in the under-21 French squad. He's having a great time at Marseille. Why have you loaned him out again? But he misses a trick on that. Maybe he was banned from saying a few things in there. Do you know what I mean, people? Make sure you hit the like button, people, and subscribe. 2,000 of you in the chat. I realize it's Saturday evening. You're probably getting your shoes on, ready to go out dancing and go restaurant. I know Soccer Aid was on the TV and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you tuning in. We're just breaking down this interview. And yeah, make sure you like it and subscribe, people. And don't forget, vote Curtis Shaw TV and the Content Awards. Link is in the description below for anyone who hasn't voted, people. It would be much appreciated. Big up John Leah. What Ross is Edu saying? I thought he had the invincible genes. Not anymore. Now he's Mr. Thomas Cook. Curtis, I'm worried now. He said this. They took our invincible and brainwashed him. And I'm with you on that. I thought he had that mentality that we needed. Like, yeah, this guy's won. He knows real Arsenal. But he's turned corporate. We've lost him, people. This is the window we had. And like I said, we've seen this anyway. Nothing to get excited about. Geoff Shreeves again goes in. Big up, Geoff. Do you understand, though, why Arsenal fans would prefer, say, if you spent 150 million to buy 3 oven-ready players who could go straight into the first team with maybe Premier League experience or certainly first-team experience elsewhere that will improve the team? As you know, right now, the team has not scored a goal, has not registered a single point, and sits rock bottom of the Premier League. Talk the things, Geoff. Talk the things, Geoff. We have to talk. If we're going to address the problem, we have to talk about it. If we're going to find a solution, we have to talk about the problem. Geoff is roasting Edu. He's getting roasted. Like them barbecues that Edu has, mate. He is annihilating him. I love it. I love to see it. We've been waiting months. I'm sick of these press conferences where they ask stupid questions. Tell him we're bottom. We ain't scored. We ain't had a, you know what I mean? Not a single point. Not a single goal. Geoff's on smoke. You know you're going to hear those words and phrases again. You know what you're going to hear. Edu said, I understand that. But, here's the but. Here we go. I'd also like them to understand the reason and the direction we are going as a club. He's following. He's the feature now on the Mick Ross tune. You know, Rick Ross, he would often bring Meek Mill or he'll get Wale on a track, you know, is all that Maybach music. So Mikel Arteta is Rick Ross, and this is like Wale on the track now. He's waffling as well, people. More waffle than bird's eye here. He says, to be fair, oh, no, sorry. He said, of course it has hurt to be in that situation. I am hurt. I don't want to see the club there, but I want to see the team playing together. To be fair, we have had 3 games and I haven't seen the team playing together yet. I mean, so you had players out. A lot of people have had players out. I want to see the signings and the squad prepare. All 3 games we've played against Brentford, Chelsea and City, we have had some difficult moments in terms of COVID and injuries. Let's just bear in mind, people, that Nicolas Pepe costs more than the whole of the Brentford starting 11. He costs more than the whole Brentford starting 11. So if we had 3 or 4 players missing, we still should have had enough to deal with Brentford. But we didn't. We can't keep making excuses for everything. This is why we don't find no solution, because they don't acknowledge the problem. Edu then says, I understand the situation we are in now. It's really tough. It's not an excuse, but let's judge the team when they play together. Oh, my days. Here we go. Geoff, just roast him again, please. In fact, let's get some comments in first. Let's get some comments in, people. We had 9, though, not 3 or 4. Listen, we had a lot, But you telling me that squad that we had available against Brentford is not good enough to beat a team that won the playoffs in the championship. It's not like they won the league and blew the league apart. They won the championship. Now, I know we had 9 players out, but Leno was in goal. Ben White was at centre-back. Murray played. Chambers played. Tierney played. Lokonga, Xhaka, Smith-Rowe, Pepe, Balogun, Martinelli. That team should beat Brentford. But because our style, our system was so bad, we couldn't do anything. Turin said, big up Curtis, your breakdown of Edu is legend. I appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Big up to all of you for tuning in. I know it's a long one, but I had to really break it down. Certified loser boys, Drake settings, man. You know, it's not quite the Drake album for real. These are just corporate answers. He's sounding like a robot, you know. Needs to talk to us properly. Let's continue. Geoff, get him, Geoff. Get hold of him. How much is Mikel Arteta on board with the direction the club is going? Because, you know, any manager is judged on results. 100%, Geoff. If I'm Arteta, I understand you are planning for the future. But if results don't improve, I could be down the road here. I love this, Geoff. You are annihilating him. For example, go and get me Romelu Lukaku, somebody like that. How much does he understand? Yes, Geoff, talk to him. If I'm the manager, I don't want you spending 150 on potential because I'm about to get the sack. Go and get me ballers who can help this team now. Geoff's wilding on him. Rottweiler Geoff, I'm telling you, Nuno Tavares would be proud. Ooh, get him, Geoff. Big up Guna Gossip TV. When he said, we are hurt with our situation, do you think he feels the sadness that we feel? No. Maybe he did when he was a player. But this is corporate Edu. This ain't the same Edu. This is Edu in a shirt and tie getting his paycheck. Getting the strings pulled like a puppet. He don't feel it. Yeah, I feel like Geoff's an under... Someone find out who Geoff Shreeves, who he supports. Because he's talking like a gooner here. I love it. Don't expect Geoff to do any Arsenal interviews in the future. I can't see him getting back in there after this. Right, what does he say? Here we go. The case here is we really believe in the players we have. Here we go. Maybe other people don't, but we do. If we start to see the squad together, we believe in the squad. Oh, no. I sit with Mikel and we see the squad. We have a striker there who delivers to us 25 goals every single season. Well, he didn't last season. And what is the reason he didn't? Maybe the style of football, the philosophy. He didn't score 25 last year, so, you know, you better think about that. We have another one who delivers 15 to 20 every season. I mean, I do want to remind you, my friend, that Lacazette has never scored 15 league goals in a season. All right, we'll let you off. You know, he has scored 20 in all of the competitions before. So I think you need to pull those numbers down slightly, Edu. But I get what you're trying to do. We have 2 very powerful young players from the academy in Saka and Smith-Rowe. We believe in them and our squad. As you can see here, in the last 4 seasons, the average age of Arsenal has gone from 27.5 to 25. So it's gone down slightly, but we haven't improved. So, I mean, am I supposed to celebrate that we've got a younger team on average that is failing? That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Ian said, man, just took the numbers off their best seasons. Do you know what I'm saying? Do the average, bro. You can't just talk about the best. YS said, Curtis, still again, call Aubameyang out, tap him, Merchant. YS, it's not the time for that right now. We got bigger things to deal with. He's chatting rubbish. He's chatting absolute rubbish here. Who let the waffles out? Bird's eye. So, yeah, he's going on. But let's move on. Let's see what else he's got to do. We had the average age of the Arsenal squad and starting 11 was the youngest in the Premier League in the first 3 games. It was 25. But again, does it matter? Oh, no. We're bottom of the league. Here's Geoff again. Get him, Geoff. Get him. Let's go. Geoff's back, people. Geoff is back. Geoff says, as you know, Arteta is under immense pressure right now. Also, your own job has come under criticism. Let's go, Geoff. Let's go. The criticism of you is you haven't done this job in Europe before and you don't know the European market. Yo, man, like Geoff is talking the things. This got to be the best Geoff since Ja Rule, mate. Geoff Reactions settings, people. Man, he must be a gooner. He's moving mad. He's moving absolutely mad. What do you say to that criticism? And also, what and when will it be where you can be judged for what you've done, your policy at the club? Yo, Geoff will never do an Arsenal interview again after this. You know they're refusing after this. They don't want nothing to do with Geoff after this. Give this man a statue, mate. I'd rather he was playing centre mid than Xhaka, mate. He knows what it means. I said, it's murder. Geoff Reactions settings, man. I'm telling you, he's moving mad. That Geoff was moving mad in hip-hop. Geoff Reactions, Ja Rule until 50 killed him. But, Geoff, he's doing the business. Let's see. You know what you're going to hear here. Future, process, age, time, patience. Here we go. No, check Merson. Didn't Merson say the other day, Arsenal are a mid-table team, and he can do better than Edu? He was savaging Edu the other day as well. But yeah, man like Merce. But listen, Edu said, here we go. Looks like he's firing back a bit here, people. Geoff said to him, are you good enough to do this job? Geoff ain't messing about. Geoff came here on smoke. Find out who Geoff supports, man. He's got to be a gooner. He's moving wild. Edu said, I respect all the pressure. I came in from Corinthians and then the Brazilian national team where there is unbelievable pressure, just as here. I'm going to stop him here. I'm going to stop him. Because this guy at Corinthians and at Brazil has not worked in this kind of pressure. With the Brazilian national team, they play 4 or 5 games a year. He also was effectively a go-between between players and management. If they had an issue, they went to him. Listen, Edu, mate, they haven't sent the right football boots. Can you find a way to get me the right football boots? I'll call someone who knows someone and I'll get you the boots. Edu, Brazil have got a game in Argentina. Can you book the flights, the hotels, and sort out the training ground? Edu will call up training ground, flights, hotel, bang. Edu, let Neymar know we're calling him up for the qualifier against Peru on the 25th of September. Yeah, Neymar, you're in the squad, blah, blah, blah. You have not worked in this kind of pressure, my friend. This ain't Thomas Cook. I'm not booking the summer holiday to Ibiza and asking you for a 5-star hotel and a transfer from the airport. This is Arsenal Football Club, Edu. Stop with the corporate talk. We don't want to hear that. You're talking like someone's put batteries on your back and turned the on switch. And you're talking like a robot. You played for real Arsenal. Talk with some humility. Tell us that this is not acceptable. He's talking nonsense. He ain't had that pressure. No one even knew he was working with Brazil. He's just a man in the background. He ain't had this pressure before. Does he know the European market? How come Kia Jarapchin is broker in the Odegaard deal when that's not even his agent? Why? Was there envelopes involved in that deal? I would have gone one step further than Geoff, but they would have cut the interview off real quick. Edu out, Geoff in, I'm telling you. Barbecue specialist. Yeah, you're a specialist in cooking up a nice barbecue, bro. Man said he had pressure booking last-minute holidays. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Fran, totally get it. He's not going to go in an interview and start hammering Arteta, annihilating Stan Kroenke. If I get somebody out of a job in an office or any kind of regular job, and I'd put you on TV and say, listen, what do you think about your manager at work? And you say, listen, you see my manager, he's an absolute clown. My lunch break is not long enough. He moans too much and always, gives me overtime that I don't want. You ain't going to keep your job, are you? So I get it. He's doing the corporate thing. But because of Edu's connection to the Arsenal fans, being as he was a player during a period of success, we wanted a little bit more honesty towards the fans. And that, for me, is the problem with this interview. AA FIFA 2000 said, first time watching you, Curtis, and I've subscribed. Speaking facts. Really appreciate that. Buenos Aires Gunnar, big up, bro, with a super chat. Jeff is not allowed on cruise ships. His cojones would sink it. Yo, he won't be able to get a flight anywhere now, mate. Edu's putting him on the banned list. Man said, listen, man, if some guy called Geoff Shreeves rings you for a holiday, you don't let him go nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been killing me in this interview. Over 2,000 of you in the building. Really appreciate it, man. I know it's a Friday, Saturday night. You lot are probably getting ready to go out and stuff like that and enjoy yourself. So I do appreciate all of you tuning in and supporting. Make sure you like the video. Let's go past 1,000 and subscribe as well if you haven't already. What we got here? Osrich said, I've never seen a technical director coming out in an exclusive interview to justify the club's transfer policy. That tells you that they know there's issues with what they've done. When does a technical director come out and say, yo, listen, I've bought these players, but this is why and this is what we're doing? He's having to justify it because he knows there are issues with it. And you're spot on there with that super chat. Guna DSP, when the interviewer asked the pressure on him, he said, the pressure is on me. Arteta. And that means he is indirectly negating his pressure to Arteta. Maybe he low-key wants Arteta to get the sack. You never know. You never know. Man said, I'm telling you, he'll get him on the no-fly list real quick. Let's go on, people. Edu said, I understand the fans. I mean, you're not really showing it with this interview. But anyway, I understand the reason and I accept that. But we need a bit of time to do what we plan to do. How long is a bit of time, my friend? How long is a bit of time? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, this is Mikel Arteta's third season at the football club. So but you're saying a bit of time? Do managers get that long at top clubs to show progress? 8th place 2 years in a row? Out of Europe for the first time in 25 years? 13 defeats in the Premier League? You turned Aubameyang from 20-odd goals to 10, 11 goals? How long is a bit of time? Big up to Taramba. Appreciate the super chat. Delon Reed, Curtis, you should do feed daily, sir. I love your channel. Yeah, I upload most days, my bro. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. We're here most days, man, people. Usually 6 days a week we're active. Geoff Shreeves is a Man U fan. Maybe he misses the rivalry, man. He wants Arsenal back at the top for the rivalry. Let's proceed, people. I know this type of work when we are talking about signings and needing patience hurts Arsenal fans a lot, but it is the reality. Sign proven players and give the team an opportunity to go right now and attack the league and finish as high as possible. Then you don't need to talk about patience and time. We don't have to say all those things. That's why when I say you have to create a good foundation, and to create a good foundation, you need time. Waffle, waffle, waffle. You could cook your dinner with the amount of waffle that he has put in this interview. I tried hard to just give him a chance. I tried to be balanced. But he is chatting a lot of corporate in this interview. Edu's playing the game. You're spot on, broads. He's playing the game. He don't want to lose his job. He wants a seat on the board at Arsenal. A lot of footballers leave clubs like Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea. They don't get work. They don't get TV work. They don't get jobs in coaching at top level. You've seen people like Sol Campbell and Invincible played in World Cups. He had to start at, where did he start? Southend? Macclesfield Town, he started. Macclesfield Town. Sol Campbell started at Macclesfield. Do you know how lucky Edu is to have this job at Arsenal? He's doing the corporate thing. He wants that job. He's on a good paycheck there, bro. He ain't doing much. Has a barbecue. He's been on 4 holidays. He's chilling. Get Geoff on your channel. Listen, honestly, I'm going to reach out to Geoff. Now, whether he'll read the message, I don't know. I would love to get Geoff on after that. Geoff Shreeves smashing it out the ballpark. Like Fran said, I wonder who came up with this model. They didn't explain it. They should have explained it. because we want to know who decided to go Project Youth when we're under this much pressure. Sean said, big up Curtis, not surprised with his arrogant interview. There's no accountability at the club from the top all the way to the players. 100%. Appreciate a super chat. Curtis, wait till the full squad's ready. How many times in a season do teams have their entire squad available? This is football. 99% of the time, couple man will be suspended, couple man will be injured. It happens. You can't say, listen, I need my whole 25-man squad fit for us to do anything. Come on. Get real, bro. Broad said, most Prem legends don't get jobs at Prem clubs like that. Look at Van der Sar, he had to go to Holland. He's a legend over these sides. Yeah, he went back. I think he's at Ajax, isn't he? Let's all contact Geoff to get on the channel. Reach out to him, people. I'm going to message him after this. I hope he reads it. I have got a link at Sky as well when I went on there. Alpha Vision said, Curtis, I'd rather wait 3 years with the same manager than changing managers every year. This is the problem. Spurs used to have him. We ain't Spurs. But he's bottom of the league. So how much time do you give him? Having the same manager doesn't guarantee success, you know? So, yeah, I hear you. You want stability, but you got to have stability with the right person. Paul Merson said, I worry about the recruitment. I'd do a better job. I tell you now, I'm not asking a lot. I'd do it for nothing, but I'd want Tony Adams with me. My problem with Arsenal is that they buy players, but they never beat other clubs to a player. No one else is after that player. Oof. He's speaking some truth there. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He's speaking some truth. How often do they beat a club to a player? When they went with Villa to get Buendia, we came out the losers, people. You know, I think he's telling some. I don't always agree with Merson because Merson is a Chelsea fan, and we know that. But he's talking some truth here, Merce. I give it him. Let's move on. But you know, you don't get time in football. Yo, Geoff, you better stop. You've already won the fight. He's waving the white flag. Just stop. He can't cope with it. Here we go, though. You know what answer you're going to get. That's the problem. He says, I know, but that's why you make the decisions. We believe in our squad now, but we believe this squad can be even stronger in the, you guessed it, future. In the future, people. Thanks a lot. You know, imagine if you're treating your missus really bad. Things aren't going well. You haven't taken her out on a date in months. You're hardly talking. You know, nothing's going right. You can't say to her, listen, I know this relationship is a shambles right now, and you're really unhappy in this relationship. But guess what? You wait and see what happens in the future. You think she's going to hear that? By the time you finish saying the word future, she's wheel spinning out the car park. What have you done for me lately? That's what they say. What have you done for me lately? You can't say I took you to the Shard last January and took you out on that great date. What have you done for me lately? Yeah, I'm treating you like a shambles now, but in the future, things are going to be amazing. They don't want to hear that. They ain't got that patience. It's the same as football fans. They ain't got no patience. What have you done for me lately? It's Saturday. The weather's nice. They want to go out. You can't say, listen, you know what? Next March, I'll take you out. We'll have a great night out next March. Broad said, I tell girls to trust the process. Trust the process. Edu said, I'll take you all to the Shard, but in 5 years. Oh, my days. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You got to do it now, my friend. The power of now. We live in the moment. Christopher Leach said, fair play to Geoff. Won't be visiting Rwanda ever. Oh, dear. It's crazy. It is straight Eddie Murphy settings, man. If you don't laugh, you just go mad, people. This club or something else. Edu. My job is to think about the short term, but also the long term as well. How are we going to plan that kind of journey? Because if we now sign 1 or 2 players and we have 3, 4, or 5 gaps to fill, people are then going to look at us and say, guys, what are you doing? You've spent a lot of money on certain positions, but what about here, here, and here? He's basically trying to justify not buying top quality players because he's saying that we need a lot of players. I don't agree with it. You know me, people. I would much rather be sitting here right now with Max Aarons, Basuma, and Maddison. than the 6 players we've signed in this transfer window. Maybe you got a cheap left back and a cheap goalkeeper. I would rather see a window like that. We needed 3 or 4 players to go into this starting 11. So I don't agree with what he's saying. I hear what he's saying, and I understand where he's coming from. We had 5 or 6 gaps or whatever, so we couldn't just sign 2 or 3 players. But there were ways around it if you were smart with your money. Bob JS said, Arsenal relegated. Edu, but at no point in the season did we have our starting 11. Judges when everyone's starting in a full-strength bench. That's what he's trying to say. You can't say that. It just don't work like that. Geoff is not on the Arsenal payroll. Definitely not. This model might actually take us to the Championship, says Kelvin. Sean said, Edu, judges when our players are available to play, but don't expect any improvements because we don't have any targets for the season. No targets and no improvements. Tony C said, why are they thinking about the future? They will probably not be here in a few weeks. This is what I said, Tony. Edu's talking about the future, and Arteta, they'll have sacked you, mate, by time this project starts going, or whatever they're saying, you know? Big up Fran in the chat. Great stream, brother. Can we get to 1,000 likes? Hit that like, people. Let's get 1,000. You know, it's great for the algorithm, and you have to play the YouTube game. You know, if they see a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of support, they'll push the channel more and stuff like that. So we just got to play the game. But I really appreciate all your support. Saturday night, people. If you ain't out clubbing tonight, this is the place to be. If you're not in the club, you're not in the restaurant, keep it locked, people. Slap that like button. Big up, Broads. Yeah, we're playing the game like Edu, man. Listen, don't judge my channel on right now. Judge it in the future, mate. You know what I'm saying? Not when I'm on 35K. Judge me when I'm on 200,000. You know what I'm saying? They're moving mad, all this future settings. Listen, let's continue, people. I said it was a long one. I told you to get your popcorn, your drinks, your fruit, your water, your tea, your coffee. Get your slippers on. It's a long one, people. He said, the balance is not easy to get, but again, we believe in what we are doing. Talking about my role, I understand the pressure. I understand the pressure on me, Mikel, the board, and the club because the situation we are in now is not acceptable. But now is the moment for everybody to get together. And I would like to see people step forward in difficult moments and take the responsibility. I mean, I'm not being funny, my friend. Surely his job is to do that. You're the technical director. Get the manager, the players that he needs to build this club and take them forward. So saying that we need to step forward and in difficult moments, well, we're looking at you. You can't be looking at us. You build the team. Give us something to be proud of. The fans will all back you. We support them regardless. But we're losing faith. We don't trust what is happening. That's his job. He can't be throwing that responsibility onto us like, oh, we've got to lift this team up. No, you're the technical director. Sign the players that will lift this team up. We will then be on board, of course. That's what fans do, regardless. You're asking us for £92 to watch Arsenal against Norwich, bottom of the league against second bottom. 6-point relegation battle at this stage in the season. We know Arsenal won't finish that low in the table, but when do they ever do anything for the fans and give something back to the fans? Onazuka said, your streams are blessed, bro. Keep it up. Really appreciate it. Your jokes are cruel, Curtis. It's made my weekend. Listen, man, I've got a sense of humor. I can't help it, people. You need it when you're an Arsenal fan. I'm telling you. Christopher Leach said, Edu's planning on winning the championship. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Bitcoin settings. People saying I missed a super chat. Sniper Scope. Why buy a nice cake for now when you can buy the ingredients and cook it for 5 years? Man's going hungry. Yo, you've explained that well. I hear you. I hear you on that. We hear over 2K and only 2 something like. Smash the like. There you go. Let's proceed, people. He can't be pushing that responsibility on anyone else. I am responsible for what we are doing. You're damn right you are, my friend. You spent the dough. Look at Geoff. Geoff was I wish, if it weren't for YouTube and the copyright system, we'd just play this and break it all down, people. But make sure you go and watch it if you haven't. Geoff goes again. Geoff wasn't letting up, Man said, do you feel as accountable for the results as the playing and management staff right now? He said, we have different responsibility, of course. We are never going to be there and tell Mikel to play this guy and this guy. Of course not, because that is his responsibility to choose the team and to choose the system and to help me make the best decisions in terms of recruitment, because we do the recruitment together. See, I feel like he's trying to let everyone know there that this isn't just me who signed these players. We saw in the interview the other day with The Athletic, there were rumors going around that Edu was not in favor of Ramsdale and Ben White. That to me was the first little inkling that maybe things are not quite where we thought. It said that Sambi Lokonga and Nuno Tavares were very much Edu transfers. Even Tomiyasu, they said, was a Mikel Arteta signing. So I think he's just trying to let everyone know here, listen, you lot are all blaming me for the recruitment, but we do these signings together. So make sure you're looking at him as well, people, you know? So yeah, I think he's being smart there with what he's saying. He then goes on to say, and then we start to operate it. So of course we have different responsibilities, but we have to see everyone as a group, take the responsibility to try and move forward, leave this situation as soon as possible. It's more waffle. Geoff said, if all the players are fit, wow, this is it. This is where things are about to get a bit stickier as well, people. I said earlier on that comment about Xhaka and Thomas Partey was bad. This, for me, let me just read it. Make sure you're comfortable right now. Make sure the headphones are on properly. Make sure the volume's turned up, people. Make sure, you know what I mean? Make sure you're ready. Geoff Shreeves, who has been immense, by the way. He's performed better in this interview than any Arsenal player has done all season. Man said, if all the players are fit, I love how he says that, because Edu, the whole interview, is saying we need every player available in the squad. What do you think this squad should be capable of this season? Is it top 4? Is it top 6? What's realistic? Let me say something now. That is a perfectly acceptable question. In top level sport, you set targets. Now, I'm going to say one thing in his defense. Edu may not want to put the target out there in public because effectively that will create even more pressure on the manager. But at the same time, you are asking for the highest ticket prices in Europe. We pay more to watch Arsenal than PSG fans are going to pay to watch Messi, Mbappe and Neymar. We pay more to watch Eddie Nketiah, Mohamed El Neni, Kolasinac and Xhaka than PSG fans pay to watch Ramos, Messi, Mbappe and Neymar. So I think we've got a right as a fan base to hear what your targets are as a football club. Where are you trying to go to? And this guy's answer, Edu says, former Invincible, Brazilian international, Premier League winner. Edu says, I don't want to go for top 4 or top 6 or top 8 or top 10. Full stop. That's the end of the first sentence. I'm just really looking forward to seeing this squad play together. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone fit. I'm going to have a short drink, people. Just a quick sip. I told you, if this was TV, I'd go to a short break right now. You've just spent £150 million on 6 players, and you're telling our fan base that you want £1,000 for a season ticket, £92 for a ticket against Norwich when we're bottom of the league. You're telling me you have no target. You've got no target at Arsenal Football Club. My kid plays for an under-9s team. They have a target. They tell the players, our target is this. Even in an everyday job, they will give you targets. This man has no target. We're on page 2, as Faye said. We're at the bottom of page 2. You have to click accept on the cookies on the internet page to even see where Arsenal are in the table. When I went on the Premier League website to look at the table, I was showing it on one of the streams. I could not see Arsenal on the page. I had to accept the cookies at the bottom of the screen that were blocking Arsenal bottom of the league. I couldn't even find my own team. The cookies were in the way. And this guy's telling me we ain't got no target. No target, just vibes. That's what the man's telling me, vibes. We're basically a party. We're having a party at Arsenal. We don't need to aim for anything. We just want to enjoy ourselves. I don't want to go for top 4, a top 6, a top 8, or even top 10. I'm just really looking forward to seeing this squad play together. Oh, great. Whoop-tiddy-doo. Well, let's all have a nice day out at the Emirates and have fun. Oh, what a lovely team this is to watch. No Target FC, chocolate chip cookies. Man, I have to click accept on the cookies to find my own team. We're at the bottom of page 2. We got no target. This. Now, some people will say, yeah, as I said, some people will say internally, they will have a target. They will. He doesn't want to put pressure on Mikel Arteta because if he turns around and says top 4 and he finishes 8th, they're going to go, well, 6 months ago you said top 4 and you finished 8th. Now what? So he's not trying to put himself in that position, and I get that. For me, being realistic, and I'm being totally realistic here, he should have at least said Europe. Arsenal have got to be back in Europe. 7th gets you Conference League. We don't want that Europe. At least Europa League. He should have said Arsenal have to be in Europe next season. This is the first time in 25 years that we have been out of Europe. It's not acceptable. We need to get back into Europe. Footballing wise, financially, and to attract better players. That's how he should be talking. You're not throwing Conte under the bus. You're not putting crazy pressure on Mikel Arteta. And you're speaking to the fans in a respectable former player way. Arsenal Football Club have to be in Europe. It's not acceptable for a club of this size to be Brexit FC, straight out of Europe. But does he speak like that? No. Why does he not speak like that? Because this ain't Edu, former Invincible. This is corporate Edu, in a suit, getting a big fat paycheck, getting his strings pulled by the Cronkies. So the fans don't deserve the truth, according to Edu. That's how I'm taking it. You're basically mugging off our fan base. I don't want you to come here and say top 4 and put huge pressure on him. That's not realistic. You got to look after him. You work with him. But say Europe. We have to be in Europe. But you didn't want to put your chest out and put a little target on the line because you thought, oh, corporate, we got to protect each other. I've got holidays next year lined up. This is ridiculous. This is absolute. Do you think even Nuno at Spurs has probably got targets? Even Rafa Benitez has got targets at Everton. This comment here is absolutely disgraceful. It's disgraceful from a guy that should understand this football club better than anyone else in that boardroom. Him. He wore this shirt I'm wearing right now. He wore this gold shirt. He played at Old Trafford in the gold, Will toured, all of that business, Invincibles. He was there. Was that Wenger not giving targets? No goals, no purpose. Imagine going to work and saying, well, oh, what time are you going to be at work on Monday? We start at 9. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to target any time. I'll be there when I'm there. Just vibes, man. Pure vibes. We need you to make 50 sales this week to meet your target. Now, just see what I can do, man. I'll make a few calls here and there, see if I can sell a few bits, but nah. Don't want to put no pressure on myself. If I sell 12, then I sell 12. But we don't set targets here. Come on. This is elite level competition, my friend. He's talking like we're some mid-table Donnies, man, who are just happy to be in the party. We were top dogs in the party 15 years ago. Top dogs. And now look at us. Some bums talking about no targets because we can't handle the pressure. But you don't mind the pressure on the fans during a pandemic when half the country is on furlough and half the country are losing their jobs, and we're going through one of the worst economic crises in decades. You don't mind bringing out 15 training kits in one season, 3 new kits every year, and charging £92 to watch Norwich City at home. You've got financial targets when it comes to making money off this fan base. You've got targets then, don't you? You don't sit there on a weekend and say, oh, you know what? Arsenal against Norwich. We're having a stinker. The fans aren't doing well. They're not enjoying it. Let's make the tickets a bit cheaper so we get a vibrant crowd and we give them something back. No, you don't care then, do you? You got targets with Adidas, mate. Yeah, we're going to sell 15 different training tops this year, 3 new kits, 4 new hoodies, 5 new jackets. You got targets with Adidas, haven't you, though? They don't mind ripping off the fans, sacking 55 staff members during a pandemic, sacking the mascot. The mascot to us. He works once a fortnight. We only play at home once every 2 weeks. The man runs around, shakes hands with a few kids and waves at the crowd. He's probably on about £100 a week. Them man had to sack the dinosaur. That's how bad we are. We're moving like a dinosaur. Them man sacked the dinosaur to us. And Mesut Ozil had to bring him back and pay his wage. So when this guy says no target, I'm not down with that, broker. You target the fans' pocket real quick and play on the heartstrings, pull at the heartstrings. I've fallen for it myself at times, people. You know me. I've said many times, I don't want to, I don't want to buy kit. But you sometimes, you want to support your club. That's how you support your club. So you want to back them. But then you feel like, man, they're making me feel wrong for supporting my team. I don't even want to go to the games. I got tickets for Norwich. I don't want to go to Norwich. I don't want to watch that game. I'd rather stay here. There you go. My little rant's over there because I feel like Arsenal, these man are on a different wavelength now. This is Arsenal Financial Club. This is Arsenal Fashion Club. This ain't Arsenal Football Club. The classy Arsenal that everyone talks about. But we'll save that for another stream. But I had to get that off my chest, people. Anthony with the super chat said, Arteta and Edu have no accountability. I've never seen anything like this before. No other club would accept this. It's pure excuses, PR and propaganda. Edu constantly keep moving the goalposts for Arteta. 100%. Can you imagine if the guy at United said this? Ed Woodward. They don't like him anyway. I think he's left now, or he was leaving. They would be going mental. These men were playing football on the pitch and hanging off the crossbar and blocking the coach. Can you imagine their technical director saying this? He will just get away with this. There's people on Twitter defending this. Oh, yeah, but this is a disgraceful comment from a guy that is a former player. Big up Gunnosaurus, man. The dinosaur lives on. He's there. They couldn't get rid of him. Big up Gunnosaurus. This is a disgraceful comment. The fans should not accept things like this. Yeah, you should have a target. You should have a target. And we want to know what that target is because we want to see action. We want to know what the aim of the football club is. Edu had such a great opportunity in this interview to say, listen, I know things aren't going well. You've all got every right to be disappointed, but we want to sort this. This is the aim. This is the target. This is why he's filled us with more propaganda. Patience, project, future, process, time. That's all I've heard the whole interview. Now you're telling me there's no target. I don't want to go for top 4, 6, 8 or 10. Well, you should. You should. Michael Connor said, protest, empty Emirates. Something serious has got to happen. If these are the people running the football club saying things like this, we are in big trouble if this is their mentality. Alexander said, Big C, people thought Wenger was crazy for setting the expectations of going unbeaten. This is mental. Didn't Willian say Arteta wanted to win the Champions League within 3 years when he signed? You know them ones, people. You remember that interview from Willian. Now we've got no target whatsoever. Robert Seagal said, £62 is what my cousin paid for his 7-year-old's new Arsenal shirt. It's absolutely disgraceful. They're shameless. Seriously. They're shameless. And it's not the football club, it's the owners. It's the way we're being ran. It's not historically how we moved. But this owner has got people in charge saying things like this. And it's acceptable to say this. This gets brushed under the carpet that he can get away with saying that. That comment is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute... Yeah, he's basically saying it's okay if we end up outside the top 10 because we need time. We need the future. The future looks bright. We've got all these young players. They're going to blow up in time. Arteta is on course to win the championship, not the Champions League. I'm telling you, bro. If they carry on with this, we'll be in a relegation battle with this lack of ambition. Let me carry on. That comment is disgraceful. All he keeps saying is, I look forward to seeing this team play together. I want to see our squad because I don't see it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And Mikel believes that this team can have a good season. Look at this fraud as well. Corporate Edu. You've changed, bro. You have changed. Geoff, come on, Geoff, go again. How difficult is it for the club to ask for patience? Geoff, are a legend. This is the best Arsenal performance of this season. Geoff Shreeves. How difficult is it to ask for patience, for understanding, and also for the supporters to buy into what you are doing here, particularly whilst the team is sat where it is in the table? Geoff, man, my guy, I'm telling you, legend. Geoff will never do an Arsenal interview after this. You know it. You won't see him for a long time. The man said the interviewer gives a bad message to the players also. Nah, man, he's talking truth, bro. Edu sounds like a fitness coach. Saeed said, I'm watching Soccer Aid. What you say? Yo, you better relax, Saeed. Big up, Saeed. This guy's an ultimate living troll, you know, but big up my guy, man. I respect him highly. World Order said, loving the stream, Curtis. Curtis, if Arteta has a series of wins, do you think he can convince people he's the man? Keep up the great content, bro. Listen, let me tell you something, World Order, and I really appreciate your super chat and support. Football is a very quick changing and almost fickle sport. If you win games of football, you've got nothing to moan about. The fans can't moan if Arsenal win games. If Aubameyang starts scoring, all the fans that had written him off will start to rate him again. They'll go, oh, he's back. If Mikel Arteta starts to win games, the team start to play well, and we climb the table, me, somebody who's been one of the biggest critics of Mikel Arteta, I will sit here and say, I didn't think he was the right manager, but I'm seeing something on the pitch. So I've got to respect that. I'm not one of these people that, because my opinion of Mikel Arteta is he's not the right man, if he does well, I'm just going to go, oh, I don't care. When we won the FA Cup, I went crazy. I was at the watch-along at Box Park going mad. I thought this was the start of something about to happen. I said, listen, I didn't think this guy was the right man, but yo, I'm on board with this. This feels good. Aubameyang's on fire. We've won the FA Cup. Thomas Partey's going. Man, Robbie was dancing around the Emirates, spinning round. Life was good as an Arsenal fan. But it quickly turned sour. Football fans, we're fickle. We are. We can't help it. If you do well, we get on board. If things are going bad, we're going to criticize you. I said many times, people, I don't mind eating humble pie. I will happily come on stream, put Mikel Arteta on the green screen and celebrate his achievements, despite the fact I've called for this guy to leave for a long time. Happy to eat humble pie. Because if Arsenal win, I win. We all win. Every Arsenal fan wins if we win. I don't particularly care that much about managers of football clubs. I've seen managers that I don't think are that good have success. And I've seen great managers struggle. It's just about the time, the circumstances, the squad you've got, the style of play. If Mikel Arteta goes and wins the next 4 games, wins the North London derby, next international break, we're flying, I'll go, all right, let's just see how things go. I still don't think he's the right man, but let's give him time. So things are very fickle and changing in football. Things change quick. 18 months ago, Aubameyang, we all celebrated when he signed a new contract. For the last year, a lot of people have been criticising him, saying he's finished. If he starts banging goals in again, everyone will support him again. That's how it goes. So, yeah, listen, time will tell. I'm not in control of Edu and Arteta being involved at the club. If they stick with Arteta, I want him to do well. Do I think he's the right man at this moment? No, I don't. I don't think Edu is either. But I hope they do well. It's as simple as that. And if they don't, I hope they're replaced by somebody better. George Best, thank you for becoming a member on the channel. Really appreciate it. Member stream on Monday, people, 12:30. We'll do that before we do our usual stream at around 2 o'clock, 2:30. Obviously, members, opportunity for you to come on the stream, give me your opinions, let me relax a little bit, and you can run the show, people. So look out for that, 12:30 on Monday. Marvu said that's never happening, Curtis. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm trying. I've got an open mind. I'm telling you. If these guys do well, Edu and Arteta, then, we'll support them. But right now, they've got a lot of convincing to do. Big up to all of you legends in here, by the way. 1,000 likes. Much appreciated. Mike Howard said that comment is the worst phrase in football. Also, Big C, our fan base like to bash AFTV on Twitter, but won't give the same energy to the owners. Make it make sense. I've always said, right, and that, I've got a show that I do weekly with Laurie on AFTV. So I'm involved with AFTV. I always say they will highlight whatever situation Arsenal are in. They will become a reflection of what happens at the club. I will do that as well. Every Arsenal fan channel on YouTube will be a reflection of what is happening on the pitch. Because if Arsenal win on the weekend, I can't go on a stream and moan or criticise or have a go or shout. My team's won. I'm happy. I'm celebrating. I'm joyful. If they lose to Brentford, if they lose 5-0 to Man City and they're bottom of the league, guess what? Your fan channels aren't going to look too pretty. And they ain't looking too pretty right now. So I think what people get wrong with some fan channels, and in particular AFTV, because obviously Robbie and AFTV are such a big channel, people go, it's your fault that Arsenal are bad. It's your fault Arsenal are bottom of the league. Well, actually, they're just reacting to the fact that Arsenal are very bad. When Arsenal were winning trophies, FA Cups, people are going crazy, jumping around like lunatics, celebrating, joyful. So I think people need to put their focus on the right thing. The football club is the biggest problem right now, not fan channels. Like I said, if there are fan channels you don't like, there are fan channels I don't like. I don't watch them because I don't like them. Maybe I don't like their opinion or how they express their opinion. If I don't like it, I don't watch it. And I watch the ones I like. That's the beauty of YouTube. That's why it's so popular. Probably going to overtake TV. So I think Arsenal fans need to, get their eye on the prize. I understand some people don't like AFTV. Some people do. Lots of people do. Equally, some people probably love my channel. Some people probably don't agree with my opinion. That's the beauty of YouTube, people. We have to focus on the right thing. The football club is in a state right now. So there you go. I appreciate your question and super chat. Latifolo, appreciate the super chat. We are in trouble, Curtis. These guys got weak losers mentality. Edu said, put me on the green screen. I'm an invincible too. Not anymore, bro. Not anymore. Big up I Am King. He said, big up, bro. Just joining in. Make sure you like the video, people, and subscribe. Make sure you check in the description as well. If you haven't voted Football Content Awards, we need to be winning that, people. I'm telling you. World Order said, mate, you speak like a prophet. Listen, I hope it don't come across like I'm preaching or anything like that. I'm not, I'm not an expert on this YouTube game. I'm just giving you my opinions, people. So, like I always said, not everyone will agree, but I just think we got to focus on the bigger picture. The football club is the main aim, and to have a successful football club we can be proud of again. That's the biggest thing. Guna said, what a great stream, Curtis. Really appreciate that. Big up South London's finest. Said exactly. Tony C, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I say it all the time, man. I don't like Love Island. I don't watch Love Island. Enough people love Love Island, all over Twitter, beasting. I don't like it, so I don't watch it. That's how it is. Mark said, Curtis Sports News, the place to be. Arteta dodged the same question about where we would finish. What is going on at Arsenal? It's sad. I actually feel sorry for the club. The conversation will be the same with or without AFTV. Exactly. Great show. Big up, Jay. Hope you're well, bro. Big up, Joshua. And Young Yan said, my man Curtis, any news about Conte? There's rumours going around. He's agreed terms with a Premier League team. I don't want to start. It's Saturday night, man. I don't want to start falling for them kind of rumours. I don't need that kind of false hope right now. I wish it was true. I'm just checking on Twitter. Antonio Conte. Yeah, I don't want to start getting hyped up around things like that. Yeah, there's a few websites saying that Antonio Conte has agreed personal terms with a club in the Premier League, but there is a little story going around in the Telegraph. We'll go to that after. We'll come to that after, people. Let's move through. I want to finish this Edu interview now. I've had you in here for a long time, people. He said, it is hard. I am not asking for patience because it is the word that everybody hates to listen to. And he said, I'm just trying to explain the strategy behind it, because when people see just one window, of course, they see it like this. I respect that. But you have to see what we started to do since we've been together. We've tried to clean the squad. He's on one again. He said, we've tried to clean the squad. As I said, it is 21 exits. It's a lot. It's almost like a revolution. But how are you going to fill those 21 holes? You need time. You cannot come in and do it straight away. I don't want to be repetitive, even though you have been. But it is true. How are you going to create a solid foundation? He's on one again. And then you say, okay, but they are young. But we have 5 senior players in the squad and first 11. Leno, Xhaka, Partey, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. I mean, Xhaka should not be in that team. These are some of the outgoings. He said, around those 5, we have very good talented players around them, which we believe in. Maybe people don't, but we believe 5 guys can lead the team with the youngsters. One of these got sent off at Man City, by the way. And probably next summer, we are going to sit here again, and then you are going to say to me, you are just signing 1 or 2 or 3 players. Yes, and why? Because we made these kind of decisions to create something to go to the future with. Oh, my day. So basically, I think what he's trying to say is we've bought all these players so that next summer we can just buy less players with more quality. But I'm not being funny. I don't think anybody expects Edu and Mikel Arteta to be at Arsenal next summer. And if they are, I'll be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked if either one of those two is at Arsenal next season. I've never heard this much waffle. You could feed a whole family with all this. I'm telling you. Absolutely ridiculous. Broad said, no, wait, what the F is Edu doing, fam? Tell him to do his job and tell Mrs. Edu to stop putting up the middle finger. The guy's a comedian. Edu Murphy. Yo, this guy, man, take the mask off. This ain't the real Edu. Stop the corporate propaganda, man. We're sick of it. I told you, they tell you to vote Conservatives, and then they knock down your house and your community centre. They lie to you. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Stop with the insult. It's mad how someone just quickly made the Edu account, people. Edu Murphy, Broad's got them one-liners to a T. He said, I'll give you another example. Why are a few clubs around the Premier League just signing 1 or 2 players? It's because they already have the foundation. They already have the team prepared. I'm sorry, but that is the reality. We don't. Now you have to create. That is the reality. Okay, here he goes again. He's on one. I don't want to be here and try to lie. Oh, yeah, okay. What's Arsenal's reality at the moment? We need to create a solid foundation. I don't want to see the squad in one season. I'd like to see Arsenal strong in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 seasons. That needs strategy. What was this part of your strategy, mate? Because you told us last year that this guy was, be patient with him. He's such a good player. That's why we give him 3 years. This guy, he could talk the birds down from the trees. I thought Arteta was a good politician. Damn. How do these guys ever end an interview, or when they have a meeting, how do they ever get out? Can you imagine that these guys talking to each other? How does it end? Unbelievable. So, Edu, was this part of your big plan as well? Giving this guy a 3-year deal with Kia Jarachin, with brown envelopes flying all over the place? More brown envelopes than the post office, mate. I'm telling you. He knew at this point, you're right, Broads. At this point in the interview, look at Edu's face. Geoff Shreeves was ripping him apart at this point. You can just tell. This is probably when Geoff was like, listen, mate, you've got no experience in Europe. You haven't proved that you're up to this job. Edu was like, oh, damn. There goes the neighborhood. Edu was getting annihilated, mate. I'm telling you. Willian, the false 9 legend. Who can forget Willian playing up front against Manchester City, mate? Geoff goes in again. No one has 100% record on transfers, so he's trying to be nice to him here. He's buttering him up again. But then he's about to annihilate him. He's just sweetening him up, then bang! No one has 100% record on transfers. You get some right, but you get some wrong. There's a nice bit, making him feel nice and comfortable. And then he goes on, your watch, Willian, was that just a mistake that didn't work out? Geoff, I'm telling you, there has not been a Geoff as good as this since Jeffrey Atkins Jarrell. And we know 50 Cent ended Jarrell, but damn, Geoff's going in. It's Moda. Where would I be without you? He's savaging him. Edu, where would I be without Edu? Edu, he is being savaged. I'm optimistic that Eddie will save us, said Jasha. Yo, Jay, yo, Eddie, we still got Eddie. I actually forgot about Eddie. What is going on here? The decision on Willian was to sign someone with experience. A lot of Premier League games and someone who could impact the team straight away. I mean, how did that work out, bro? How did that work out? I'll invite Geoff on, man, whether he reads the message or not, weirdo. Man said Edu feeling like Dipset. Yo, Geoff's moving like Jadakiss, man. I'm telling you, he's savaging him. I mean, what are we doing here? he's destroying him. The decision on Willian was to sign someone with experience in Premier League games and someone who could impact the team straight away. Uh-oh. You know what? I haven't even seen this bit of the interview, so this is a surprise to me. If you saw the first game of last season away at Fulham, he started very well, and everyone thought, wow. Oh, no. So we're the guy signed a 3-year deal, and you're going to talk to me about one game. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Edu. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Make it make sense. If it makes sense, Arsenal will not do it. The man's talking about one game. You gave him a 3-year deal on 200 bags, and you're talking about one game. Wow, this guy. He got envelopes in this deal. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, Geoff ain't doing another interview for years after this, mate. They'll ban him from everything. Man's talking about one game, people. He said if you saw the first game at Fulham, he started very well and everyone thought, wow, Fulham got relegated, Edu. Fulham got relegated. I can't, this guy needs to relax. I don't know what he was drinking before he came on this interview. I don't know what's going off. Jeez, I'm telling you, man, Arsenal will not be talking to Geoff. You know, the way Fergie just said, nah, no BBC interviews. That's how they're going to have to deal with this guy. He's destroyed him. He needs to stop. He then says, but a lot of different circumstances during the season for the squad and for Willian as well meant they were inconsistent, to be fair. Every single player was inconsistent, and now we want to be more consistent. I mean, that's pretty obvious, isn't it, Edu? Jeez. Oh, man. And then at the end of the season, I came to Willian and myself and Mikel said, how are you? Because I want you to be much more consistent. What is happening? And then he mentioned to us that he wasn't 100% comfortable. And when we heard that, we made the decision that we did not want a player at the club who is not 100% comfortable or 10% with the team. If not now, it's my business to find the best solution. I mean, listen. The best thing that Willian did at Arsenal is this conversation here and say, basically, I don't want to be here, mate. Because one thing we can say about Willian's had a good career. He's had an illustrious career at Chelsea. And he probably looked and thought, yo, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here, mate. Ant and Dec settings. He's in the jungle with pure snakes. And he thought, I've had enough. Get me out of here. I don't even want the 20 mil. This guy, put this into context, people. Put this into context. Mikel Arteta made Willian hate playing football for this Arsenal so much that he walked away from £20 million. What kind of environment and footballing philosophy can you create that is that negative, that bad, that you walk away from £20 million? The man said, get me a plane. Man said, Edu, my bro, my travel agent, get me a plane to Brazil. They said, what about the 20 mil? The man said, I don't want it. I don't want the 20 mil. I need to get out of Arteta ball. I can't play in this football club anymore. This man had the best season of his career in terms of stats the year before at Chelsea. He came to Arsenal and within 1 year said, I need out. I don't want the 20 million. Get me as far away from Mikel Arteta as possible. The man flew to Brazil, cut his wages and lost 20 mil. Happily as well. Didn't even do it in anger. The man did it happily. What kind of rash management makes a player walk away from 20 mil? It's madness. Dylan, how do I become a member? It's in the description, bro. It's in the description. The man walked away from 20 rash mil and said, oh, Tara, I have to just get away from you, Regin. I can't take it. I can't take it. I have to leave. It's madness. I said, stick your 20 M's. Just get me on. Edu, do what you do best. Get me on a plane. Yeah, that's what you do best. Get me on a plane. Hothead said, I'm going to support Leyton Orient. I'm telling you, man, any more of this and, yo, we're going PSG for the year anyway. You know what I'm saying? But nah, in truth be told, that's some serious pain you put the man through to make a man walk away. So you got him out of there. As he said, if not now, it's my business to find the best solution, which was to book him a plane ticket. That's your best business, to book plane tickets. If it's a mistake or not, it's harder to say. I think we can, again, just be honest. Be honest. It was a mistake. Stop chatting rubbish. We know it was a mistake. Just relax. He's left. You can be honest. Expedzi said, I'm supporting Notts County from now on. Dinershen. Bonjour, Kitties. Comment ça va? Hey, bonjour. We soon reach, man. Don't worry. After the international break, I'm going to start streaming PSG games as well. We're gonna have a little European stream thing that we probably do every week now. We're going to step the game up. But hey, that's got to be a toxic environment, man. Yeah, I wouldn't walk out on $5,000. This guy's walking out on 20 mil. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, just be honest, though. It was a mistake. Yeah, you don't have to play them games. Was it a mistake or not? It's harder to say. You wouldn't if our season had been better with everyone being more consistent. But the most important thing is we tried what we tried. We planned what we planned. And if it works, we have to find a solution. Oh, my days. Big up Jeffrey, man. Big up Curtis. Dropping by with a like and comment. We'll catch up later. Big up. Can I go on loan to Brentford? They're playing better football than us right now, I'm telling you. Great content as usual. Big up to all of you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Arsenal fans are so traumatized that we are learning French and booking trips to the Parc des Princes. I'm telling you, we just need a year out just to chill. This is mad. Even the interviews give me a headache. Look at these frauds as well. Look at this. They say a picture says 1,000 words. This tells me everything. Look at these frauds. This guy, Josh. Edu said I dislike. Yo, Josh turned up to the Arsenal training ground wearing a Rams t-shirt. You fraud. Man didn't even turn up in an Arsenal shirt. He probably don't even know who we are. Look at Edu smiling at him. Oh, thank you for the check. You're paying for all my holidays, all my cigars, all the barbecues. Frauds, mate. Absolute frauds. The lot of them. Look at this. The puppet and the puppet master. Man turned up to Arsenal in a Ram shirt. The club. Oh, this guy. They're so out of touch. It's just unbelievable. Edu is looking at Josh like, you don't even know, right, that I got brown envelopes galore in my cupboard. In his desk, he's just got envelopes in there galore. Oh, dear me. What a picture. Man said Edu calls him daddy. And I think Edu's older than Josh Kroenke as well. Absolute frauds, a lot of them. Turning up in a Rams t-shirt. Crazy. Let's move on. Geoff. I don't know what Geoff's got left. He's annihilating him. It's really clear listening to you what the plan is. The average age, etc. Right, he's buttered him up. Here we go. He's about to drop. He just dodged out the way of Edu's jab. He's about to hit him with the right hook. When Mayweather knocked out Ricky Hatton, he said, I call that one the check hook. Get out of the way of this. And then just bang, just knock him out. Man said, but do you accept that ultimately you will be judged? Everyone here will be judged on results. Geoff, you, mate, are just, this is a special interview from Geoff. What a performance. This is like Zinedine Zidane in 2006 when he started flicking the ball over Ronaldo's head and doing step-overs on Ronaldinho. He made me look at the Brazilians different that night. Nobody has ever made me look at them Brazilian Donnies different. They were always my favorite footballers, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. On that night, Zinedine Zidane made me look at them Brazilian players a little bit different with that performance. Geoff, tonight, this is one of them performances that will go down in the history books. It's legendary. Edu will come with more waffle, though, and ruin the question. It's football. We are talking about football, so we have to accept that. That's when people started to criticize us and were talking about us. Everybody, it's easy to talk about Arsenal today. Everyone went there and was talking against Arsenal. Oh, God, here he goes. Anyone hungry, people? Because there's waffles all over this screen. It's an all-you-can-eat Waffle House, mate. Get yourself some maple syrup and just feed yourself. He can't stop. He actually can't stop. KSE motto, killing Arsenal since 2006. Hey, Mike, appreciate the support. They're definitely not helping us. Let's put it that way. He then says, but we have to accept that. We have to be strong enough to understand and, again, try to change it. How are we going to change it? I want to see the players step forward and say now is a good moment to go and play. I mean, why do they have to wait for things to go bad to step forward? I want to improve myself and try to help the club. Mikel has to improve. I mean, that, honestly now, That is the realest 4 words that he has said in the entire interview. Mikel has to improve. I mean, that's an understatement. That is an understatement. The guy more than needs to improve. But you're right. He has to improve. And the coaching staff has to improve. Yeah. I mean, that guy needs to take the earpods out and get on with it. That's the moment to be together. Geoff goes again. Geoff is relentless. I don't know when this interview ends. It's crazy. It's Arteta's job and his responsibility for the coaching and the way the team plays. Would you say to the owners, for your part, look, we are going down a different path here, so you need to back Mikel in terms of patience and support? Because most managers in this instance would say we need a quick fix now. If Mikel is going down this route, which is the club's new philosophy, do you think it's right that owners accept that and are more patient and more supportive of him than perhaps the bad results bring ordinarily? He's let him off a little bit there because you know Edu's going to be all over that question. He didn't go in. He went in easy on him there, man. I wanted a bit more, a bit more fire, but he's let him off a bit. Edu said they already know 100% what we are doing because we report to them what the plan is, how we are going to operate the plan, how we are going to be this season. They already know and want to see the squad playing together. We want to see them playing together. Mikel, how many times has he said this during this interview? Mikel was happy the other day when we had 2 or 3 players starting to train again. He wants to see everyone fit, and I hope without COVID, then it is fair to judge us. I mean, let me just say something. I know COVID has hit Arsenal, but this terrible infection does not only affect Arsenal. He's talking like we're the only club in the Premier League that is affected by this. I mean, this picture, I think this is what Mikel sees when he looks in the mirror. He looks at Pep. He thinks he is Pep. He looks in the mirror and sees Pep Guardiola. But we see Mikel. This was after he just slapped us all over the place and then did interviews saying, oh, he's even better than you know. Give him more time. He needs all of his players. I mean, come on. Does nobody in football get injuries, suspensions? Has COVID not affected anyone else? I said, when I look in the... Broads, listen, now, I owe Broads a percentage. Broads has been epic in the comments, by the way. He's been bossing things in the comments with these... Arteta is the stun. My tears don't run, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. He's on some... I'm telling you, Arteta follows Pep round in his car. It's a fact. He's copying him. He's hiding in the bushes like Bielsa. Jeez, man, this guy thinks he's Pep. That picture, man, is just it's crazy. Here we go, Geoff. Right, he's rounding up. Lastly, where are we right now? It is difficult times for the club, but would you all say you are very happy with the window you just had, Geoff? By the way, Geoff, best performance of the season. Arsenal should give him Player of the Month. To be honest, what a performance. Edu says, oh no, Geoff goes back in actually. He gets one more in at the end. Edu said, I'm really happy because the plan which we started to execute a year ago, we did. What a plan that is. That's what makes me really happy because all the plans, all the steps, all the processes, keyword processes, which we put together, we executed. So he's got no excuse. Everything you planned a year ago, it's there. He said, I'm really pleased because it is not easy. And he finishes with a one-word answer. Geoff tried to get one more in, but I think it was too late. So if the players get fit and the results pick up, then we'll start being able to see whether it works. Edu finishes off with, exactly. I think by this point, Edu was shattered. He'd been absolutely annihilated. I'm voting Geoff. Goal of the month, player of the season, player of the month. What a performance by Geoff. Josh Shaw said, breaking news, Geoff has been reported as missing. He was last seen heading to a barbecue. Edu was being held for questioning and steaks are being examined. Edu, my friend, listen. Edu must have been like, wow. When he came out of there, he must have thought, that's it. He must have told his PA, listen, if Sky Sports ever ring you to interview me again, you better tell them I'm not available. I'm on a jet ski. I'm on a barbecue. I'm on holiday. I am not available. Geoff, what a performance, my friend. Goal of the month, player of the month, all of that. Oh, dear. Make sure you like the video, people. I didn't even realize we've been on nearly 2 hours. What? I think this interview was only like 12 or 14 minutes, but on paper, it's really, I know it's been a long interview, but I really appreciate it. Still over 2,150 of you in the chat. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Remember to get voting Football Content Awards, link in the description. Big up South London's finest for all of your great support as well. Jay, you were spot on with the super chat, man. Spot on. Man said, don't come off yet. We'll finish off with a little more. Man said, no, this was 2 hours of litness. Listen, it's flown by. I thought I'd been on for about an hour. So credit to you guys for making it enjoyable as always, man. But Edu, I think Edu better lay low for a little bit. He needs a break. I don't want to see no interviews or anything from Edu for a while. I don't want to hear nothing from him because I think he said enough. We can't listen to nothing more. Right, let's get off the share screen. There we go. I've been reading that for ages. Right, let's go. We'll go to the Conte news shortly. I'll read a few comments and then we'll try and finish off in a good way with some Conte news, whether it's real or not. We'll soon see, I suppose. Anthony said, episode 5 of the Amazon Arsenal documentary, Rottweiler Geoff invades the barbecue party. I'm telling you. Christopher said, big up, Big C, chat, seamless stream. It's been enjoyable, man. Stephen said, thanks for the entertainment. Happy to help, my friend. Big up to all of you. The comments. It's energy, I'm an energy person. You feed the good energy, we give the good energy back, people. It's vibes, Not like Arsenal. No tactics, no vibes, no targets, no nothing. Just waffles, Big up Omar. He said he's going to bounce. Edu said, I'm going on another jet ski tour tomorrow. Arteta is Pep ordered on Wish. Oh, I'm telling you. LFC Aaron said, as a Liverpool fan looking in, you can't BS the fans. Oh, yeah, it's spot on. When Klopp was the manager in his first season with us, we were terrible in some games. Klopp would literally say it was ish in I don't swear in the thing, but yeah, in post-game interviews. And I say it all the time. I say this all the time, Liverpool owners are not perfect. They don't spend a lot of money out of their own pocket. And I think Liverpool fans, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, and any Liverpool fans in the chat, they would like Liverpool owners to spend a little bit more money, right? But they have brought the club stability. When they spend, they give their manager the money to spend. When you have an elite, and I'm talking about elite, when you have an elite manager like Klopp, like Pep, when you have an elite technical director like Edwards, like Marino at Chelsea, you can operate under owners that are not perfect, that do not spend huge amounts of money. Michael Edwards and Marino are absolutely incredible at their job. So they make their money go further. They stretch it. They get better players. We do not have that technical director. You've just seen in the interview the way the guy's talking. He's saying we can't even target top 10. He doesn't want to aim for anything because he's trying to hide from the pressure. And that's the problem. Big up Don Draper. Thanks for the therapy, Big C. No problem, bro. Appreciate your support on Twitter as well. And this is the problem. Edwards is incredible. I hear he's leaving Liverpool. Arsenal should be all over him. Marina at Chelsea. I think Chelsea are actually in a profit for this summer. And they've sold a load of youngsters. They've signed Lukaku and Sal. Their net spend this season they're in the plus. They sold Abraham, Tomori, that young lad who went to Palace. Unbelievable business. We're getting 10 million for Guendouzi, who's in the French squad, playing for France. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. 2K on a Saturday night. Big C, this channel is going up, up, up. Listen, you guys are the legends of the channel, people. On a Saturday night, I'm sure you've got loads of stuff planned. So I really appreciate the numbers. And I've been in here a while, 2 hours. Mike Howard said, Liverpool heavy metal football, Arsenal reggae football. Bro, Yeah, Arsenal are stoned, mate. They're like they've been smoking. They're all just laying there, just chilling. Edu's like, yo, man, just be patient, man. We're good. Give us 5 years. He's smoking on a big one. Liverpool are just bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? We're just chilling while everyone's overtaking us. It's crazy. Big up Mike with a super chat. Fender said, well, go on, man, like Curtis. Everything's good, bro. Broad said this was like an English lesson with Mr. Shaw, the way we analyze the use of PEE and the juxtaposition. Oh, Broad, you know. All right, let's quickly look at the Conte news. And then, I mean, listen, I don't want to get people's hopes up. I'm just reporting it. Whether it's true or not, I'm sure we'll find out. And this is in the Telegraph. Obviously, I haven't had time to read the full report, but I will have a look at it afterwards. It's come up while I've been on stream, but according to this, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get people's hopes up. It's just a report. Arsenal will give Mikel Arteta until the October international break to improve their Premier League fortunes, but are likely to make Antonio Conte their first choice. I mean, listen, I said this the other day. I heard from a few people who, get little whispers. It's not gospel. I'm not going to pretend to be an ITK. I will never do that. But the general feeling that was being fed out was that Arteta has got the next 4 league games plus that Carabao Cup game to save his job by the next international break. Norwich at home, Burnley away, Tottenham at home, Brighton away. And in between, we've got Wimbledon at home in the Carabao Cup. He's got to get results out of them games. Otherwise, I think next international break, they may make a move on him. They say Conte's the first target. I mean, is he interested in the job? They would have to do their due diligence now. Make the phone call. Figure out whether he'd take it. If he would, what does he need to take it? How much money does he want? How many staff does he want? I would be surprised if Conte would take this job under these circumstances. I believe at the start of a season, with money to spend, Conte would have taken it if you'd have given him the right situation. Money to spend, wages, staff members. But bottom of the league with the transfer window closed, I think it's very difficult. I think it's very difficult to convince Conte to take a team that's bottom of the league. He's got a big reputation. This could damage his reputation badly. Big up Aaron. LFC Aaron said, I think I have a pretty good BS detector, and Edu seems like he's full of Bravo Sierra. Arsenal, proper club and deserve better. Great channel. Listen, I appreciate that, your kind words of Arsenal as a fan of Liverpool. I think that it's important for the Premier League to have their big clubs doing big things. And I know it's easier for me to say this now because Arsenal are struggling, and if you're doing well, you don't particularly care about the other teams, but I think top-level competition is about the best teams competing, the rivalries. I've got Man United friends and Liverpool and Chelsea friends actually saying, I want Arsenal to improve because I enjoy the competition. There was nothing better than a big game of 2 teams that are doing well with great players. We're moving like some small fries right now. And I think it's sad for football. Arsenal are an institution of English football and football worldwide in the fan base. And this is not Arsenal right now. It really isn't. Could they get Conte? I'm skeptical of whether we could get him now. They would have to pay him a fortune and promise him that in January would have money to spend. And are they about that life? It's, if their money is being affected, then maybe they will panic and say, this is the only way it's ever going to work. Is to get the big name. Emery was a good manager. He wasn't top level, but he was decent. Didn't work. Arteta was the novice. Isn't working. To me, you can only go for a top level manager now. I'm not going to create false hope. Anyone watching this, Arsenal fans, I don't want you to go and say, I've seen this. We're getting Conte. It's news. The Telegraph are reporting it. Is it true? Is it not? I would reserve, judgment until later on down the line, Big up to Craig. He said, Curtis, this is for you and your son, Cruz. Really appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. And big up Cruz, man. Scored 6 goals today for his team in a tournament they had. I think they played like 5 games. They won the tournament. Great to see him lifting silverware, winning a trophy. So, listen, really appreciate that. And listen, big up to all of you in the comments. Absolute legends, a lot of you. Saturday night. Some of you probably going out in restaurants. You're watching other things, You've supported. And I really appreciate it. I said, Edu in the comments. But no, listen, fantastic support. The support on the channel, I mean, even from the start of the channel, but last month we had over 1.3 million views in August. The channel is far outperforming itself due to the interaction, the amount of you that tune in for each of these lives, the amount of comments and that the support is overwhelming, and it doesn't go unappreciated. I recognize loads of the names in the chat. I try and click on as many chats as possible. Let's keep building. Sunday tomorrow, I've got a game for AFTV tomorrow, so I will be back on, but it will probably be later in the day again. So look out for that. Monday, we'll be back to regular slot again, 2 o'clock, 2:30, and then we'll move forward from there. 12:30 on Monday, member stream. So any of the members, look out for that. And then, like I said, 2 o'clock moving throughout the week, people. Tomorrow will be a little bit later. Big up to all of you. Thank you for all your great comments, all your support, all your interaction. This was a great stream. Edu's had a bit of a nightmare in the interview, but listen, onwards and upwards. Enjoy your weekend. This is an Arsenal-free weekend. Next weekend, we're back. We're going to be stressed. We're playing Norwich. We'll all be going mad. And listen, we'll be back to business. I appreciate you tuning in. Like the video and subscribe. Enjoy your Saturday night. Stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow, people. Bless.